Okay, buckle up, because today we're talking about something that sounds straight out of science fiction. Imagine an AI agent that isn't just spitting out quick answers. It's designed to tackle incredibly complex projects running for hours, days, even weeks on end in the cloud, working while you step away. We saw reports from early users. One beta tester even said an agent running continuously helped them earn, $3,000 in just 2 weeks by leveraging a knowledge base they built.
Wow. Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame from asking a chatbot for a definition. It sounds more like commissioning a dedicated digital partner for large-scale work.
Precisely. And that transformation is exactly what we're diving into today. Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission is to, crack open the source material we've gathered, articles, reports, our own notes, and really understand this new AI creation workspace called Flowith. Specifically, we're zeroing in on its innovative approach centered around what they provocatively call the infinite AI agent. We want to grasp what Flowith is, what truly sets it apart, its capabilities, how early users and media are reacting, its current state, and where it's headed.
And for you, the listener, this matters because, as the sources suggest, this isn't just another iteration on existing AI tools. It really feels like a fundamental conceptual shift. We might be moving beyond using AI for simple tasks or short interactions towards employing it as a powerful, persistent collaborator, one capable of handling genuinely massive projects from conception to completion. It could really change the very nature of productivity.
Right, so let's unpack this. The most eye-catching claim from the sources is this idea of an infinite AI agent. My immediate question was, what in the world does infinite even mean in this context? How is that even possible?
Well, Flowit positions itself as a next-generation AI productivity tool. It's designed to break free from the limitations of traditional single-threaded chatbot interfaces.
So not just a conversational back and forth then.
Exactly. Think of it less as a chat window and more as an AI-powered workspace. The core difference is that it operates on a two-dimensional canvas. This lets you juggle multiple AI models and manage different tasks or threads simultaneously.
Like a visual project board, maybe?
Yeah.
But populated and managed by AI.
That's the concept, yeah. Their tagline, "Stop chatting, start creating," really captures this focus. It's about building and collaborating with AI to produce tangible results, rather than just having a discussion. You use this canvas to visually organize your knowledge and tasks. And Agent NEO, their infinite agent, is the engine that executes complex projects, and you can feed it information from your personal knowledge garden.
So the aim is to take scattered ideas, or just massive amounts of information, and refine them into polished outputs, all within one unified environment.
That's their stated goal, yes. They talk about enabling a flow state by reducing friction. Things like constantly switching context between different tools or hitting the memory limits of standard AI. The sources claim the Canvas and multimodal support are specifically designed to boost efficiency and help you maintain momentum on complex, creative, or research work. It's designed to feel more like an immersive environment dedicated to your project than just, a pop-up chat box.
It sounds intriguing on paper, definitely. But this idea of an AI workspace and achieving flow state, how does the source material describe the actual experience? Does the visual canvas live up to the hype? Does it truly feel different from just scrolling through a long chat history?
That feeling of difference really comes from the canvas itself. Imagine a boundless digital whiteboard, but specifically designed for interacting with AI.
Okay, like a concept board or maybe a digital sticky note wall, but for managing AI processes.
Precisely. Instead of just a vertical scroll, you have this spatial layout. You can create nodes or bubbles on this infinite space for different AI conversations, different tasks, even different AI models. You might have one node for brainstorming article ideas, another for generating related images, and maybe a third analyzing research papers, all laid out visually side by side and potentially running in parallel.
So I can actually see the different threads of my project all at once. That sounds useful.
Yes, exactly. It allows you to pan and zoom to navigate the whole thing. This visual approach is great for mapping out complex thinking paths that aren't, linear. Researchers can keep separate threads for subtopics. Creators can branch out ideas. It's all visible and easy to jump between.
Okay, that immediately addresses a major pain point with traditional chatbots, right? Losing context when you have to scroll way back up or start a whole new chat for a related idea.
Absolutely. The sources really highlight that the canvas lets you visually track and trace the history of every single AI conversation. You can see the development of an idea or project spread out visually, which is a huge improvement over trying to piece together a complex workflow from just a text log.
And this makes comparing different AI outputs easy too.
Exactly. The canvas supports multi-threaded conversations and branching. It's easy to fork a conversation, maybe explore two different writing styles for the same paragraph, or have one AI generate a character sketch while another develops the backstory. And then you compare the results side by side, right there on the canvas. It kind of mimics how we often think about complex problems, exploring multiple angles at the same time.
And this canvas supports real-time collaboration as well.
It does, yeah. You can share your canvas with others, and they can see the AI's work, jump into the discussion, and even direct the agents. The sources compare it to, like, a Google Docs, but for AI co-creation, which is a pretty powerful concept for teams.
The visual aspect sounds really promising for managing complexity. But how steep is the learning curve for this infinite canvas? Is it intuitive right away, or does it take some time to get comfortable navigating and organizing a project spatially with all these AI nodes? That feels like a key question for adoption.
Yeah, that learning curve question is important, definitely, especially because managing the canvas is just one part of the puzzle. The real engine, as we mentioned, is Agent NEO.
Right, the infinite agent. Okay, let's get back to that core idea. What specifically makes it infinite?
So according to Flowith, infinite basically means lifting traditional AI constraints on processing duration and context. It's built, they say, to keep thinking long after a typical chatbot times out. They break this down into three key areas, or infinites, that are highlighted in the sources.
Okay, lay them on me.
First, infinite steps. NEO can apparently execute incredibly long chains of reasoning and actions, reportedly exceeding 1,000 steps in just a single run. This allows it to handle vast, multi-stage projects. Think writing an entire novel series, developing a complex software application, or running a comprehensive research workflow without breaking down or losing its way. It can literally run for hours, days, or even weeks continuously on Flowith's cloud infrastructure.
Wow. So like having a tireless project manager that just keeps working away.
Exactly the idea. Second, infinite context. This is a massive one. NEO has a reported 10 million token context window. To give you a sense of scale, that's orders of magnitude larger than most commercially available models today, like vastly larger. It means it can ingest and retain entire code bases, massive research archives, or multi-volume books in its working memory, all at the same time. The goal is to prevent the AI from forgetting previous details or needing constant reminders, so it maintains coherence over huge amounts of information.
So it can process and actually understand the context of an entire book, not just, a few pages at a time.
That's the claim, maintaining coherence over massive content to prevent the AI from, well, losing the plot. And third, infinite tools. NEO isn't just limited to text generation. Through what Flowith calls its Oracle framework, it can dynamically and autonomously call upon a vast array of tools, web search, image generators like DLE3, code interpreters, translators, and more. It's designed to be multimodal and action-oriented without the user needing to manually switch between modes or manage plugins.
You just give it a high-level goal and it figures out what tools it needs and the steps to take on its own.
That's the promise of Oracle mode, yeah. You provide the objective, and NEO plans the subtasks, determines the steps, adapts its strategy as needed, and executes. It aims to minimize the user's need for really detailed prompt engineering. Think of it as managing a project, not prompting a single query. The sources mention it's designed to pretty much eliminate manual intervention in complex workflows.
That's a significant shift from the typical one prompt, one response interaction we're used to. It's more like guiding a multifaceted execution.
And the early benchmarks mentioned in the sources are, well, compelling. Flowith reports top scores on the GIIA evaluation. That's a benchmark designed to test complex, multi-step AI reasoning and problem-solving, apparently outperforming other agent frameworks. They claim roughly 90% accuracy on the hardest GII tasks using their long context approach, though they do note these results are awaiting peer-reviewed confirmation.
And the ability to run 24/7 in the cloud. That's where you get that viral image, right? Infinite cloud agents, 1,000 plus steps, a 10 million token brain working while you sleep.
It definitely captures the imagination for a reason. It means you can set Agent NEO on a massive project and it can just chip away at it continuously, even when your computer is off. This capability is particularly appealing for those huge undertakings like drafting series of books, developing entire software products, compiling exhaustive research reports, or creating scaffolding for large applications. The example from the sources that jumped out at me was generating an interactive Studio Ghibli-style Woo Song Fights the Tiger webpage with 3D elements from just a single sentence prompt in under 5 minutes. That really showcases the rapid, complex execution it's designed for.
It sounds incredibly powerful, almost like an AI employee you can direct. But with that much autonomy and endurance, a natural question is, how reliable is it really? Does Agent NEO always stay on track during those multi-day, multi-week runs? Or do the sources suggest it can get confused or maybe go down unexpected rabbit holes over those 1,000-plus steps? It seems like monitoring and maybe steering would still be pretty important for such long-running tasks.
Yeah, that question about oversight and ensuring the agent stays focused is certainly highlighted as a challenge by some users. It's not magic. And part of managing those complex tasks involves leveraging different AI capabilities effectively.
Speaking of capabilities, Flowith isn't tied to just one AI model, is that correct?
That's right. Flowith functions more as an orchestrator platform. It provides access to multiple leading AI models from various providers. You'll find options from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, DeepSeek, Meta, and others, all integrated into the Workspace.
So you're not locked into the strengths or, the weaknesses of a single model.
Exactly. You can choose a specific model for a particular node or task on your canvas. Or, as we discussed with Oracle Mode, Agent NEO can intelligently select the best tool or model needed for a step in its plan. If the task needs image generation, maybe it taps into DLE3. If it needs dense reasoning, it might choose a different model altogether.
This sounds like it allows for greater specialization and parallelization then, letting different AI models play to their specific strengths on different parts of a project.
That's the stated benefit, a significant productivity boost by leveraging specialized AI capabilities rather than forcing one general model to try and do everything. The sources mentioned models are tiered, basic, advanced, ultra, which corresponds with their capabilities and, importantly, the credit cost to use them.
And the canvas is key for comparing these multimodal outputs, I imagine.
Explicitly so. You can run the same prompt using different models side by side to compare results, or manage different multimodal outputs simultaneously. Flowith also integrates multimodal support beyond just text and images. It can handle video generation too, though sources note that's generally a higher credit cost, as you'd expect.
What about bringing in my own documents, like research papers, notes, spreadsheets?
Oh yeah, essential for serious work. Flowith supports various file inputs, PDFs, spreadsheets, and can even perform OCR on images, apparently. The ability to digest different file types and incorporate that information into the AI's workflow makes it a far more robust tool for research, analysis, and data-driven projects than platforms just limited to text input alone.
Having multiple models available in one place is definitely powerful. But does the user need to be an AI expert to know which model is best for which task? Or does Flowith provide some guidance or automation here? It feels like the platform needs to help the user navigate that complexity somehow.
That's a great point. Managing the model complexity is certainly part of the platform's challenge and maybe the learning curve. And, key to making any AI truly useful is feeding it the right context. That's where their knowledge garden comes in.
The knowledge garden, okay, this is their approach to personal knowledge integration and personalization.
Yes, exactly. Think of it as your AI's enhanced personal memory bank. You can upload your own documents, notes, articles, website links, basically, any information you want the AI to be able to persistently reference and learn from. Flowith takes this content and makes it accessible for the AI to draw upon during your interactions.
How does it process all that information? Does it just dump it into the context window or something?
It's apparently more sophisticated than that. The sources describe how it breaks your uploaded files into smaller chunks called seeds. The AI then analyzes these seeds, connecting related ideas to construct a dynamic web of knowledge, essentially, a personalized knowledge graph built from your content.
So it's not just storing the files, it's actually understanding the relationships within my specific information.
Precisely. And crucially, when you interact with any AI model in Flowith, or when Agent NEO is running its tasks, the system intelligently retrieves the most relevant seeds from your knowledge garden to inform the AI's responses. This grounds the AI's outputs in your specific data and context.
This sounds critical for accuracy and relevance, especially if you're working on specialized topics.
It really is. By augmenting the general knowledge of the large language model with your verified specific data, it significantly improves the accuracy and relevance of the AI's outputs. It helps prevent those confident-sounding hallucinations you sometimes get from general models. It kind of bridges the gap between what a standard AI knows and your unique, perhaps proprietary knowledge base.
And the sources mention something called a knowledge marketplace. That sounds interesting.
This is a fascinating future development, apparently slated for 2025. The knowledge marketplace is envisioned as an app store, but for curated knowledge bases. Experts in niche fields could publish their specialized knowledge gardens covering things like specific financial markets, legal precedents, or scientific domains, and other users could subscribe to or purchase access.
Ah, that's where the OnlyFans for knowledge creators.
Yeah.
A comparison from the sources comes in, a bit provocative, but I see the model.
It's a vivid comparison, yes, highlighting the potential economic model. An expert shares their deep, curated knowledge in a format the AI can readily use, and users pay to essentially give their AI access to that specific domain expertise. The beta test example, the creator making $3,000 in 2 weeks with a finance knowledge garden and over 2,000 subscribers, serves as a kind of proof of concept for the demand for this specialized AI augmentation.
So I could effectively plug in an expert's brain into my AI for a specific project.
That's the idea. Need to work on a complex legal document. Access a knowledge garden curated by a legal expert. Doing deep research on a specific historical period. Maybe subscribe to a relevant history knowledge garden. It makes your Flowith environment dynamically smarter and personalized based on the tasks at hand. The sources also note that uploading files for your personal knowledge garden doesn't cost extra credits for storage, at least within the tiered limits. And querying your knowledge base is just part of the standard model usage cost, which kind of encourages users to leverage their own data.
The storage limits seem pretty substantial, too, up to 10 million tokens on the Pro plan. That's equivalent to millions of words, right?
Yes, ample space for substantial document archives. And the 400K token single upload limit on the Pro plan makes adding large files pretty convenient. It's like having a highly intelligent, personalized reference librarian built right into the platform, constantly informing your AI based on your own materials. The case study mentioning tripling research efficiency by organizing literature and generating summaries via the Knowledge Garden is a powerful, real-world impact example they shared.
The concept of feeding AI personalized data via a knowledge garden is compelling, definitely. But how well does it perform in practice? Do the sources shed light on how reliably the AI pulls in the right information from your garden at the right time? That seems crucial. And is there clear functionality for the AI to cite which specific seeds from your garden it used for verification? Also, uploading sensitive or proprietary documents raises major privacy and security questions, doesn't it? What assurances do users, especially businesses, have about how their data is handled? This feels like a critical point the sources should address.
Those are absolutely critical questions, you're right. And Flowith acknowledges privacy and security are critical areas they need to address, according to the sources. Speaking of practicalities, how do people actually get access to Flowith right now, and what does it cost? Is it generally available?
Right now, it's primarily invite-only early access. They manage onboarding through invite codes, often distributed via their social media, community channels, and referral programs.
But if you get an invite, you usually get a trial to check it out first.
Yes. Sources mention a common offer is a 14-day trial of the Pro membership, which is about a $20 value. It lets you experience the premium features like Agent NEO and the bigger Knowledge Garden.
Okay. And after that, it's a tiered, credit-based subscription model.
Correct. Your actions within Flowith consume credits, and your plan provides a monthly credit allotment. There's a free starter tier with limited one-time credits, 1,000, basic model access, and core features. It's really just for trying it out.
And the paid tiers unlock the full power, presumably.
Precisely. The professional tier, marked most popular, comes in at around $14 a month if you pay annually. That includes 20,000 credits per month, access to advanced models, limited ultra model usage, like 30 times a day, the 10M token knowledge garden storage, and team collaboration features. This is aimed at everyday creators and professionals.
And higher tiers for heavier use, I assume.
Yes. The ultimate tier is about $35 a month annually. It offers 50,000 credits a month, higher ultra use, 70-day, and the larger 100M token knowledge garden. Then there's the infinite tier, around $350 a month annually, providing a substantial 500,000 credits a month, high ultra use, 200-day, and dedicated support. That's targeted at teams and users working at scale. Plus, custom enterprise options are available too.
Okay, so the credit system means different tasks cost different amounts, like video generation or using those ultra models would consume more credits than simple text generation, right? It's essentially a usage budget you need to manage.
Exactly. And the sources mention a daily usage cap, 600 paid actions, 100 free, which acts as a kind of fair use measure. It probably also helps users avoid accidentally burning through their entire monthly budget too quickly on a single runaway task.
That brings up a potential concern mentioned in the sources, the cost. With powerful agents running for hours or potentially days and consuming credits, could cost become a barrier for some users, especially if a complex task ends up being more expensive than anticipated. It would be valuable to hear from current users about how far their monthly credit allotment actually goes in practice with these long-running tasks. And yeah, the invite-only status does suggest they are still refining things before a wider public launch, perhaps including the pricing and credit balance.
Cost per complex task is definitely something users are evaluating, and it's an area Flowith will likely need to calibrate as they gather more data, no doubt.
Despite being in early access, Flowith and Agent Neo seem to have generated significant buzz already.
Oh, they absolutely exploded onto the scene. The release of Agent Neo apparently sparked a frenzied response across social media, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn. That viral tweet you mentioned about Neo working while you sleep really resonated with people. YouTube demos have accumulated tens of thousands of views, with reviewers calling it a major breakthrough and signaling a new era in AI productivity.
Tech media outlets picked up on it too then.
Yes. MarkTech Post highlighted Neo's capability to keep processing long after typical chatbots just time out. AI-based Daily detailed the technical innovations and the excitement within developer communities. They even mentioned its origin story, starting from a small 10-person team at a hackathon, which is pretty remarkable progress for such a small group in this space.
And developer interest is quantifiable too. Over 3,000 stars on the Agent Neo GitHub repo shortly after launch.
Yeah, strong community validation. Developers tagging it as the future of AI productivity.
Yeah.
But the real impact stories seem to come from the early adopters sharing their actual use cases.
Like building a full Hunger Games encyclopedia website. That sounds like a serious undertaking.
A great example of using NEO for massive content creation and organization, right? Or the academic researcher who reported tripling their efficiency by having Flowith organize literature and generate structured summaries using the Knowledge Garden.
The software development examples sound powerful too. Claims of building an e-commerce website in half the time, or prototyping a 3D game just from a text prompt.
And automation use cases, like building a real-time monitoring app that tracks AI news and sends digests. Plus multimodal examples like generating math tutorial slides directly from a YouTube lecture. The potential applications seem incredibly broad.
Media coverage consistently points to its key strengths then. Handling long-duration tasks, managing that massive context, orchestrating complex subtasks, and the real value of the visual UI. They're even using terms like creation engine.
The energy in the community seems palpable, with users actively pushing the boundaries of what's possible with it.
Hearing these examples, I'm curious. What's the most surprising or maybe unconventional thing someone has reportedly done with Flowith so far? Beyond the expected website or research report, have any early users shared stories about Agent Neo tackling something completely outside the box? Like, I don't know, generating a piece of music, inventing a novel recipe, or solving a complex puzzle in a unique way. Given the scope and autonomy, the unexpected possibilities feel vast.
Those creative and unexpected applications are definitely where the technology gets really interesting, aren't they? However, as with any powerful new tool, it's important to look at the full picture, including its current limitations and challenges. We need that balance.
Absolutely. Let's make sure we have a balanced view based on the source material. What are Flowith's key strengths, just to quickly recap based on the sources?
Okay, to reiterate, unparalleled task scope seems key, thanks to Neo's endurance on projects that would just be impossible for other agents. Visual organization and transparency provided by the canvas, which sounds like it genuinely solves the pain point of managing and tracing complex AI workflows. Multimodal, multi-tool integration, making it a kind of comprehensive platform for different content types and probably future capabilities too. Personalization via the Knowledge Garden, which sounds like it could significantly improve the accuracy and relevance of AI outputs by grounding them in your specific data. And the potential for collaboration and sharing both on the canvas now and through that future knowledge marketplace idea.
Those are definitely strong advantages. What about the limitations and challenges explicitly mentioned in the sources? What are the downsides people are reporting?
Firstly, maturity and stability. It's still under active development, right? Users have encountered bugs or hiccups. There are reports, like a specific Reddit example mentioned in the sources, of Agent Neo getting stuck on subtasks for very long periods, nearly 24 hours in that case they cited. It's powerful, but not yet foolproof, and it can definitely hit snags.
So even with the autonomy, you might still need to monitor and occasionally step in if the agent gets stuck or goes off track.
That seems to be the reality with current agent tech, yeah. Secondly, cloud reliance and cost. It requires a stable internet connection and depends entirely on Flowith's cloud servers. More significantly, long-running tasks or heavy use of high-cost models consume credits. The potential for surging cloud costs for power users is a definite concern raised, particularly regarding the balance between the infinite capability and the practical reality of a credit budget. Users worry about burning through their monthly quota too quickly on intense tasks.
Managing that credit budget sounds like a learned skill with this platform, for sure.
It does. Thirdly, the learning curve. Flowith is clearly more complex than a simple chat interface. Understanding the canvas layout, mastering prompting for these long-running agents, knowing when and how to intervene if a plan goes wrong, this takes time and effort. While Flowith apparently provides documentation and templates, it sounds like a more involved learning process than using a basic chatbot.
And regarding data privacy and security, especially with the Knowledge Garden requiring users to upload potentially sensitive data, what's the word there?
This is cited as a critical challenge. Data privacy and security. Uploading sensitive documents to a third-party cloud service requires significant trust. Flowith needs to provide robust security assurances, particularly to attract enterprise users. The sources also touch on the ethical and safety considerations of autonomous agents, the risk of unintended or harmful actions, like an agent performing an ill-advised web search or potentially misusing data if not carefully controlled, is acknowledged as something Flowith considers critical to address.
That autonomy raises huge questions, doesn't it? How do you build trust in an AI agent capable of effectively unlimited long-duration autonomy? What kind of safeguards or oversight mechanisms are built in or needed by the user to prevent unintended consequences when it's operating independently for days?
Exactly. This is uncharted territory in many ways, and building safeguards and best practices for supervising these powerful agents is essential as they become more capable. Finally, competition and imitation.
Right. They're not the only ones working on agentic AI, are they?
Far from it. Major tech companies and open-source communities are developing similar long-context and agentic capabilities. While Flowith has a first-mover advantage with its specific combination of Canvas plus Infinite Agent, they'll need to maintain their technical leadership and foster network effects, like the knowledge marketplace, to stay ahead in a rapidly evolving landscape.
So despite the innovation, Flowith faces significant challenges around maturity, cost, usability, security, and just plain competition.
Those seem to be the key hurdles, yes. But the vision outlined in the sources is still pretty compelling. Let's look at what's next for them.
What does Flowith's vision for the future of AI-assisted work look like, based on their roadmap in the source material?
Well, the sources point to several near-term developments. Wider accessibility is clearly on the horizon. They seem to be moving beyond the invite-only beta towards a public launch. The existing pricing plans signaled they're preparing for this broader adoption.
And the major launch slated for 2025 is that knowledge marketplace, right?
Yes, this seems like a pivotal step. It aims to transform Flowith into a true platform or ecosystem by creating a library of user-contributed, curated knowledge bases. It could dramatically enhance the AI's domain expertise by allowing users to tap into specialized knowledge packages. It's a really intriguing direction, blending crowdsourced knowledge with AI power.
And we can probably expect continuous improvements in agent intelligence, too.
Agent NEO will likely get smarter and more robust, you'd think. They'll refine the Oracle planning engine to reduce instances of getting stuck or going in circles. Improvements in branching logic and the ability for the agent to know when a task is truly complete are also anticipated. And integrating new state-of-the-art LLMs like GPT-5 or future Claude models as they release is pretty much a given in this field.
User feedback will likely drive enhanced UI/UX as well.
Yeah, look for features like better timeline controls to see an agent's progress, maybe improved knowledge graph visualizations, more templates for common workflows, and potentially version control for the canvas. Dedicated mobile or desktop apps are also mentioned as potential future developments, perhaps for monitoring long agent runs on the go or maybe improving performance.
More advanced collaboration features are also likely on the roadmap, I'd imagine. Things like more granular permission controls and potential integrations with popular team productivity suites like Confluence or Microsoft Teams.
And the critical focus on ethics and safety will have to continue to be a priority.
Absolutely. As these agents become more autonomous, measures like AI reasoning trace for transparency, stricter limits on the types of actions agents can take, and clearer user controls to pause or stop agents are crucial. Monitoring for potential misuse or unintended consequences will remain essential. That Oracle framework name itself might even hint at future systems for AI oversight or supervision.
On a broader level, Flowith seems to be really pushing for a paradigm shift. moving away from AI as just a single query tool towards AI as a continuous, self-directed collaborator.
That's the core of their vision, it seems. If successful, we could see a proliferation of long-running, goal-oriented AI agents. It fundamentally changes the human-AI interaction model. Less time crafting precise prompts, more time defining high-level goals, reviewing outcomes, and managing the overall process. Humans become orchestrators, directing ensembles of AIs on a visual workspace. The required human skills shift towards high-level planning, critical evaluation of AI output, and effectively managing these powerful new assistants.
Flowith seems to see Neo as just the start, potentially leading to more complex, distributed, self-learning AI systems where agents collaborate and learn from each other over time.
The potential scale of that vision is immense.
That leads me to a big-picture thought for you, the listener. If platforms like Flowith and agents like Neo become commonplace, how might this fundamentally change your day-to-day work? Will much of the repetitive or complex grunt work, and maybe even some creative heavy lifting, be handled by these tireless AI agents? Freeing humans to focus purely on defining the vision, providing strategic direction, and adding the final creative polish. It's like having a squad of highly specialized interns or assistants constantly working in the background. It could be incredibly empowering, but it will absolutely require us to adapt our workflows and skills to effectively manage and collaborate with them.
Adaptation is certainly the key challenge and opportunity ahead, no doubt about it.
As we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that Flowith is an ambitious platform. It's taking a bold swing at reimagining AI-assisted productivity. By combining the spatial canvas, the endurance of Agent Neo, multimodal flexibility, and the personalized knowledge garden, it offers a really compelling vision for tackling complex projects. It's definitely the cutting edge of autonomous agents and knowledge integration.
Yeah, the buzz around it is significant, with many seeing it as potentially a new era or a paradigm shift. While it faces challenges common to early stage, cutting edge, technology stability, cost, learning curve, safety, the core direction is incredibly exciting. We're witnessing the early days of truly long-running AI agents, much like a dawn of early web browsers or smartphones, maybe. The experimentation happening now will absolutely shape how we use these tools in the future.
For those of you intrigued to see this for yourselves, checking out Flowith is possible. They manage access via invites, which you can often find through their social media at FlowithI on Twitter, or by engaging with their community channels. Try.flowith.io is the place to look.
And you can often get free credits or that trial membership with an invite. Use those to explore the canvas, play with the different AI models, and just see how it feels to start organizing a project visually with an AI partner. Maybe follow one of their tutorials or templates to get a feel for the workflow.
Yeah, try applying it to a small project you have, organizing some messy information perhaps, or generating different pieces of content. If you do, we'd love to hear about your experience. What blew your mind? What felt clunky or frustrating? Sharing those insights helps build a collective understanding of this rapidly evolving landscape.
And if you found this deep dive valuable, please consider subscribing and sharing this discussion. The conversation around AI and productivity is accelerating like crazy, and platforms like Flowith are right at the forefront of pushing the boundaries. Staying informed requires looking beyond the headlines and digging into the details, which is what we aim to do here.
And perhaps, as Flowith's creators themselves put it, the only limit is imagination when it comes to what you can create with AI assistance. So let's keep imagining boldly, but also stay thoughtful and critical as we integrate these powerful new tools into our workflows and lives.
Well said.
Today we took a deep dive into Flowith, its visual workspace, and the potentially transformative agent Neo. It's a compelling look into the future of work and creativity. If you're grappling with the implications of tools that can work on complex tasks while you sleep, be sure to subscribe for more explorations like this. And maybe tonight, try setting an agent a small task. Just remember to check its homework in the morning. Goodbye for now, and take care.